Hi, I'm Bill Kleinis, and today we're here to talk to you a little bit about what everybody else is talking about, the coronavirus, and how we can help to deal with it. So we're going to cover some safe cleaners that you probably already have at your house that are known to be a safe disinfectant. We're also going to talk about some areas that you probably should be wary of when you're cleaning on your car, using a disinfectant or truthfully any other cleaner. So before we get in there and actually start disinfecting, I am going to vacuum up all the loose debris just to ensure that once we use our disinfectant, we're getting as much of that contacting with the surface and ensuring that we've cleaned the best we possibly can. So we're going to cover first here, basically our hard surfaces. And I'm going to include leather with that because, for hard surfaces, I'm going to opt for like a disinfectant wipe like we have here. And I'm going to wipe all the high touch areas with this. And I'm going to try and wipe it in every little spot that I can get into. So not just wipe over the buttons and keep moving, but I'm actually going to work it in there. One other thing to use your disinfectant wipes on is your key fobs. You constantly have them in your hands. Sometimes you share them with people. Keep them clean. You're not going to hurt them with a disinfectant wipe. But one thing you might want to do is wipe behind your applicator, just so you don't get any dry, wet spots that were left there, or essentially what we would call like a water spot. So if you want to avoid that, follow it up with one of these and you'll be just fine. And one other thing that I'm going to start doing here moving forward is, I know it's not as nice as using a microfiber, but I've just got some basic shop towels that we use around here. And the reason being is I don't want to take the contaminants from one vehicle and move it to the next. So if I'm working in a professional atmosphere, it's kind of a pain, but you should really think about not taking one microfiber from one car to the next. One thing that they do say as well is you can use like an isopropyl alcohol as long as it's above 70%. So as long as it's above 70%, it will kill and disinfect. So one caution that I'd like to make about the isopropyl alcohol is it will start to deteriorate your seats if you're using it consistently over and over and over again. It will break down the coating that's on the outside of these, and if you start to see color pulling, you should really stop where you're at, because eventually you're going to run out of that color and you're going to have a bare spot in the middle of your seat. So, that's extreme cases. You'd really have to try to get to that point. I just want to caution you before you get in there, and cleaning is going to be a pretty regular thing for all of us. Okay, so we've already covered our hard surfaces on the interior. Now we want to talk a little bit about your carpet and your cloth seats, cloth inserts that'll be on the insides of your door panels and such like that. So, the wipes would work, but truth be told, a spray is going to be a lot better option. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to spray the floor down. And, if I had velour here or if I had cloth seats, I'd also spray the seats down. So, and you can let this dwell. You don't need to drench it. Let it dwell and you can wipe it up or you can leave it. It really depends on what you're working on and if you see it leaving anything behind versus not. I personally would spray it and wipe it after it dwelled for a little bit. That's really up to you. I recommend wiping it, and you can even spray it, let it dwell for a while, and then spray once more and then wipe up, just so you don't have any dry spots. So I'm going to go ahead and spray here. I'm going to wipe again with my, my shop rag, and we'll get rid of it. We'll really move on from there. So here we go. Okay, so now we've covered the interior and hard surface and cloths and everything like that. I want to talk real briefly though about do's and don'ts, and more or less about the don'ts here, because I know that a lot of us are going to be stuck at home and we're going to be looking at what we have accessible to us there to clean our cars, if that's one thing that we're going to do. So the bleach products, I would really strongly suggest you stay away from it. While yeah, it would disinfect it, the problem is you really run into a risk of blushing or pulling colors, and really the risk versus reward isn't there. So I would strongly caution you to stay away from the bleaches and really stick with like a multi-surface cleaner. You can get with some of the aerosol disinfectants, those are totally fine. Again, don't always let things dry on those surfaces. If it needs to dwell, spray it, let it sit, and then once that dwell time has come up, maybe spray it again so you can wipe it away easily. So there's another thing you really need to be wary of when you're working, especially when you've got a newer vehicle with like a navigation or a touch screen on it. You do not want to get your IPA on there or really any other cleaners, to be honest with you. Most manufacturers really call for like a warm water solution to clean with. So you really, really, really want to be careful. I know it's a high touch area, but you definitely want to be careful when you clean that. So warm water is really the suggestion. Beyond that, you can start to run into issues where you'll damage the anti-glare coating that's on top of there. So just use caution when you're around those areas. And for myself and everybody at Malco, we really want to make sure that we all stay safe and stay vigilant during this time and stay healthy. So as always, ask questions if you have them, and like and subscribe for more video content.